G'day, my name's Tim. I'm the Regional Manager for the Business Services team here at Energy Action. Usually once a week, you'll receive a market update, which talks about regulatory changes as well as market conditions, both currently and looking into the future on the electricity and gas market. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Once a month, I'll be presenting an energy market insight that will appeal to those with a very basic understanding of the market or those with no understanding of the market, all the way through to those who are just looking for good discussion points to actually start making conscious decisions within their business around their energy expenditure, as well as reporting. So today I'll start where any good discussions in regards to the energy market start, which is actually just looking at your bill. Without understanding all of the individual charges on your large market electricity bill, it is very difficult to then make changes within your business that will have an effect on reducing your consumption, as well as reducing your overall spend. So first and foremost, how do I know if I've got a large market electricity bill? There's a couple of things. Usually you'll get invoiced monthly. You'll have a contract in place, which you'll see a contracted rate for your peak shoulder in New South Wales and off-peak for the rest of the states. And you'll actually have all of your charges individually listed on your bill. So they call that unbundled. Where you see bundled charges, that's generally going to be, in most cases, not all, but in most, that will be a small market bill. Unbundled means is for your large market electricity bill. So let's step through your energy bill. So the retailer collects all the revenue that's listed out on the bill, but what they also do is they provide those funds to other third parties. These are what we call pass-through charges. So let's step our way through the bill. I'll tell you what the retailer collects and what they actually send through as a pass-through. So the first charge we generally see is your energy charges. Now this is your cents per kilowatt rate, which in all states covers your peak and off-peak, and New South Wales covers shoulder charges as well. These rates are generally contracted, and if they're not, you're on default. And you don't want to be on default because generally you're paying a lot higher premium than what you should be if you're locked into a contract. Interesting to note, all the market guidance at the moment is telling us that the pricing has flatlined. We've seen pricing reduce dramatically over the last 12 months, and then we've started to see that plateau. If the last retail contract you locked in was over 12 months ago, it's definitely worth speaking to somebody to see if there's anything you can do to reduce your contracted rate moving forward. The next charge on the bill is your network charges. Network charges are the poles and wires. So that's the external infrastructure to actually get the energy to your site. Now, the tariff that you're being charged is a published tariff. Most bills will actually have the tariff number on there. So if you wanted to get a greater understanding of what that tariff actually means, what those rules around that mean, you can always Google that tariff number. Alternatively, pick up the phone, give us a call, and we can talk through that. That's also a pass-through charge. So the retailer collects on behalf of the network. Then you've got renewable energy charges. So renewable energy charges are both federal and state initiatives to achieve specific environmental targets. This, along with your retail component, is negotiable as part of the procurement exercise. That's whether you go direct, whether you go through a consultant, or whether you go through Energy Action. This coupled with the energy charges is what you're trying to negotiate down. We are seeing environmental charges step down gradually over the next few years. So you can expect to achieve savings on those environmental charges moving forward. And then you get your other charges. So your other charges are generally your Australian Energy Market or AEMO operator fees. And that's just the cost for actually being in the market itself. That money then goes to AEMO to run the market itself. On a large market contract, you've generally got metering charges as well. In most cases, you don't actually own the meter on your site. You rent that meter, and this is the cost to that metering provider to maintain the meter, install, remove meters at various sites where need be, and also to provide the data directly to the retailer. And then in some cases, you'll have retailer service fees. Some retailers do charge them, some retailers don't. Again, something that we negotiate through the process of taking them out to market. The good thing with unbundled bills is you get a real understanding of what each of the individual charges is. And then there are particular things that you can do to try and reduce your cost. One example is on your network charges. If you understand when your peak demand periods are being read, you can make decisions to switch on your machinery at a certain point in time, which is prior to when that reading is taking place. Again, thus saving you money. Not necessarily saving you on your consumption, but it's saving you money on your overall bill cost. If you understand when your time of use patterns happen with your peak, shoulder, and off-peak periods, then you can make practical decisions to save money on your costs going up and down. Understanding that you are being charged metering costs, there are different ways you can negotiate metering charges as well. Going directly to the retailer, you'll find, and this is something that you generally won't look for, they've got a metering cost that's built into that contract itself with one of their preferred metering providers. We also have agreements with a whole suite of metering providers at a far discounted rate. So we can definitely help with things like that. So in short, it was a very quick, basic rundown of an energy bill. It's not designed to save the world. It's not designed to give you all the information ever needed to go out to market. But what it should get you doing is thinking about what levers you can pull. And if you're unsure of the next steps, we're more than happy to help. Give us a call, have a chat with us. We'll come out, we'll sit in front of you, we'll talk through the bills, we'll talk about specific things you can do to improve your efficiency and to save on costs. Thank you very much. Have a great day.